Hey, what's up guys, Wolf here. Today we're doing week 2 of the EGL. I'm going against Alex of the Trenton Thundurus today. Or should be later today or tomorrow. So, in terms of his team, he's got a very well balanced team. His Mega is M-Venusaur. He's also got Slowbro, making for disgusting core. He's got Entei, Florges, things like that. Just disgusting defensive sets. But he also has a lot of offensive things with things like Haxorus and stuff like that. So, in terms of how we're approaching the team building, fully expecting him to bring kind of a balanced team. M-Venusaur, Slowbro, Tyranitar, Tyranitar for the sand to handle the rain, kind of trying to win the weather war for him, stuff like that. Also with Florges, Haxorus, and then Rotom Fan being his 6th because it's his own electric type, and the fact that it does so much versus things like Ludicolo and stuff like that with Air Slash and things like that. I expect it to be the one thing that's going to do a lot of work for him. So, our team going for Nidoking as one of our primary heavy hitters here. We got a standard physical Sheer Force Nidoking. I debated with Scarf for a while. I'm not sure if that's actually correct or not because Scarf would handle Rotom Fan a lot easier, whereas this one has enough speed IVs at 244 to speed creep a Tyranitar, which hits max speed at 243. So then we have obviously 240 attack. 240 attack is enough to get the OHKO on, trying to think, I'm pretty sure it's the OHKO Poison Jab on Florges. And then the rest is just in defense. So, Poison Jab, obviously for Florges, because Florges kind of walls a lot of our specials. Superpower for the guaranteed kill on Tyranitar. Ice Punch for things like Rotom Fan, as well as Venusaur. Sorry, excuse me. And then Thunder for, Slowbro and Slowking and stuff like that. Because physically they're really good and Thunder Punch doesn't touch them, whereas Thunder actually does pretty much insane damage to them, even though we are a minus special attack nature. So, that'll be our Nidoking. I expect our Nidoking to do a decent amount of work because it can switch into things like Rotom Fan and kind of scare them out. So, next up we got Sizer, of course, our Mega Sizer. Swords Dance build as usual. Foregoing Roost though because I don't expect to need it. In its place, we're running Aerial Ace for M-Venusaur, just because M-Venusaur does a decent job at walling Sizer without it. Otherwise, Bullet Punch, Bug Bite. Bug Bite obviously for Slowbro and Slowking and stuff like that because with Swords Dance, it one-shots, and then Bullet Punch obviously takes care of a lot of things with neutral step coverage. So, in terms of EVs, 232 EV puts us at 224, which is enough to outspeed nothing. I don't know why I did 224. And I got my notes right here on exactly what we're trying to outspeed. I don't really know why I put it at 224. Maybe I should change that before the match. And then obviously the 24 HPs are for an odd number, which I'm always a fan of doing odd number health. So that's that. Klefki, number 3 on our list. Kind of disappointed in how much we're relying on Klefki here. Prankster Thunderwave does a lot to his team though, so I want to be able to use it as much as I can. Rotom Fan, of course, blocks it, but things like subs and spikes can hopefully help us out a little bit. Now, in terms of being fully specially defensive and stuff, we don't have any attack investments, but he does have a lot of attacking mons, like things like Haxorus and stuff like that. So we're actually running Foul Play today, kind of capitalize on the fact that he'll probably be running things like Swords Dance, Haxorus, boosting Tyranitar, stuff like that. Stuff to kind of take advantage of his weaknesses there. Because Sub is great for scouting out that Haxorus, see if it's got Earthquake. Spikes obviously is always appreciated, especially since he doesn't really seem to have a lot of defoggers. So, in terms of spread, standard, full HP, full special defense, calm nature, just to take as many of those special hits as we can from things like Rotom Fan and stuff. In terms of our rain setter, Politoed, who we of course bring because it's a rain team. Damp Rock as usual. This set today, we are running Toxic, we're running Encore to try and catch the things like M-Venusaur with Synthesis or Leech Seed, stuff like that if we catch it on the switch. Otherwise, Encores with things like set up Florges with Calm Mind, Slowbros. There's just a lot of potential setup sweepers he has on his team, and Encore can do a number to a lot of that. Ice Beam, of course, to hit M-Venusaur for neutral damage, of course, since Thick Fat blocks super effective, as well as Haxorus, Rotom Fan, good coverage overall versus this team, and then Scald for stab coverage. In terms of EVs, max defense, since we have Klefki for special defense, so it just happens to work out a little bit better. Kingdras are 5th. Our special end of the Swift Swim. Obviously, we don't have a physical end of the Swift Swim. We're kind of relying a lot on Sizer and Nidoking to do that. But Choice Specs Kingdras are standard. It's basically the #1 rain set. Being able to spam Hydro Pump in the rain is pretty GG. It does so much damage. But we have Scald if we need to guarantee the kill, as well as a standard Draco Meteor and Ice Beam for coverage. Obviously, special attack at 252, speed at 160, puts us at 246, which, again, earlier, outspeeding things like Tyranitar at 243, as well as a lot of neutral stuff. Doesn't outspeed Florges, which is a problem, but otherwise, the fact that I have Swift Swim would double that, puts us to, what's the math, 492, which is enough to outspeed anything forever. So that's basically why we have the speed of what we do, and then HP for the rest. In terms of Moltres, Life Orb Moltres, I want to try and test this out because M-Venusaur does not stand up to things like Hurricanes very well at all. And Will-O-Wisp does a decent number on a lot of his physical threats, things like Haxorus and stuff. I don't expect him to bring Entei, seeing as I'm a rain team. He might get kind of saucy, but I'm pretty confident that he's not going to. And then we're going to run, obviously, U-Turn for momentum, and then Roost to heal damage off, because Moltres is decently bulky, can take a hit or two, especially after a Will-O-Wisp. So basically we're going to be trying to spam Hurricane, so Hurricane does a lot of damage from a Life Orb Moltres, especially since we're 252 special attack. Now we are Timid Nature with our EVs, put us at 286 speed. That's just enough to outspeed things like Mesprit at 284. So good for that. We can outspeed the vast majority of his team and then just spam Hurricanes all day. So that's the team. Like I said, I'm expecting him to bring, kind of a balanced team with Slowbro and Tyranitar, M-Venusaur and stuff like that. And this team will pretty much demolish any balanced team. So I have high hopes for this. Pick up our first win so we can go into week 3 at 1-1. So as usual, like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow when we do our match.